task after brainstorming ideas for your small business is to come up with a logo for your business. So, your logo, if you read the page that describes what I'm looking for, make sure that you go through that list in detail. And you'll see that I mentioned that you really need to look up examples of logos of some of your favorite brands and realize how simple they are and how they're meant to be unique in that they will stick in their customers' heads. So when anybody sees a shape or something remotely close to the shape of their logo, they immediately think of that company. You want it to be tattooed in the heads of people who see your logo. All right. You'll also see a little bit of a mention about the colors. The colors that you use have a lot of meaning with respect to your logo. They are the image that you want to portray from your company because each color really represents something different. For example, your greens and your browns, like on the image you see on the screen here, represent nature or perhaps an environmentally friendly product. Your yellows kind of exude happiness and energy. Your blues, more of a peaceful tone. So each color definitely represents something different. So do your research and think about what you want people to think, the mood that you want people to be in when they think of your company, and choose your colors appropriately. Okay, so I'm going to show you in a series of videos now, and I'll do this split over about 4 videos, how to use this logo design software online, and it's free, and it's called Vectr. Okay, it's called Vectr, and I will take you there in a second. For now, I just want to quickly show you some past examples of some really good logos. Okay, or some decent ones and some really good ones. So you can see how simple they are. I mean, look at the one here that says book online. Very, very simple, but very effective, clean look to it, right? This one was pretty good as well. Okay, very simple again. It's just text with kind of this underlining, almost looking like a lightning bolt underneath. I mean, probably they chose this color on purpose. If it's a tech company, they went with kind of this gray silver look. I really like this one here. Okay, this one was really, really well done. Obviously, it has something to do with nature here. This is extremely simple as well. So it's just a Waffle House company, and you can kind of see it's just a series of circles and then the name of the company on the inside using some different text sizes and whatnot. Okay, very simple. Please do not insert images from the internet and use that as your logo. You are drawing this from complete scratch. Okay, I can't emphasize that enough. This logo is something that you are drawing from scratch. You're not inserting images and using it as your logo. Okay, so you're not finding a picture online and using it as your logo. Okay, so the website here is called vectr.com. So it's vectr.com. The link is on the page in D2L. It will take you to this page here. It is best to use Google Chrome, I have found. If you're using anything other than Google Chrome, I think you're probably going to run into some issues and where the website freezes or it just doesn't do what it needs to be doing. So if you're using Microsoft Edge or Internet Explorer, please switch to Google Chrome. I'm not sure how it works with Safari if you're on a Mac. I still would play it safe, and even if you're on a Mac, please use Google Chrome. Okay, and if you don't have Google Chrome or you don't know how to use that, just message me on D2L and we'll figure that out. All right, so you're going to go to vectr.com, Vectr. And what you'll do is actually don't have to click on use online. All right, we can actually just log in. We're going to log in with our school board Google accounts or GoBlueGo accounts. So just press login. Okay, for me, it'll sign me right in. Once I press this Google button, it'll sign me right in. Okay, don't put in a username or password. Just use your GoBlueGo account. It should sign me right in because I've already been signed in the past. Okay, but you would have to obviously enter or choose your GoBlueGo accounts. Okay, so this first video is just a getting started video. I'm just going to kind of show you, how to open a file, how a file gets saved, how to create a new file, and just kind of the layout. I won't get into any drawing of anything until our next video. All right, so I'll kind of space things out a little bit. So you'll see here, this is where all your drawings or all your logos that you're going to draw will get saved. These are all just little test drawings that I've done in the past that you see here on my screen. Everything will automatically get saved as long as you're signed in to your Google account. If you're not signed in, nothing you do will be saved. So make sure, I'll go to create file here. I'm going to create a new file and I'll show you what it will say if you are not signed in. It won't say it for me because I am signed in, of course, but you will see a little message at the bottom of your screen here that says, this is a temporary file, you must log in to save your work. If you didn't log in and you see that message at the bottom of your screen, that means you didn't log in and you need to do so if you want it to automatically save. Otherwise, it just won't save at all. Okay, so here's kind of the canvas that you would be drawing on. Okay, I'll start with just showing you these three buttons at the top left here. So pages, here you can add different pages, but I don't see why you would have to add different pages to create this logo. You can choose the page size. Okay, so if you wanted to do this, say on a different sized, let's say letter size, you can choose that here and you can see it'll automatically update kind of these boundary lines on your canvas will update to letter size. Okay, maybe you don't want to do letter size. Personally, I think letter size may be too big, and instead maybe go with, instead of 612 by 792, let's do a square. And so maybe I would do here 400 by 400. Okay, and so then this will be your canvas in which you're drawing on. Okay. I accidentally went back there. Let's just go back and open. Okay, and then I don't think it saved my work there, and that's why it didn't update or keep the 400 by 400. But even if it's 309 by 400, that's plenty. That's good enough. So we can draw here. I'm just trying to show you that you can change this if you want. Layers. Everything we draw will show up in a list of layers. Like if I draw a rectangle here, you will see that this pops up that says rectangle path. You can either lock that by clicking on the little lock button, meaning you can't edit it or make any changes to it, or you can make it invisible by clicking on this little eyesight button here, and it makes it invisible. Okay, I don't foresee us really needing to go into our layers for drawing this logo, but everything you draw will show up as a separate layer in a list here. Okay, so if I were to draw another shape, you'll see there's another rectangle path. Okay, and you can actually, to keep things organized, you can rename each one so that if you need to go back and edit one of them, it's easy to know what you're going back to edit. All right. This button here is kind of your exit button. It goes back to your profile. Okay, so going back to my profile, it'll show all the recent work that I've done. Okay, and you can see it's really easy to open a file that you have been working on. You just hover your mouse over it and you click open. Okay, so again, it will save automatically as long as you're signed in, so you don't have to worry about that. So currently, a couple more things I want to show you. Currently, everything is in the units for everything, including our page size is in pixels. You can see our sizes of text and everything will be with respect to what's called a pixel. I'm not going to get into the meaning of that or anything right now. just know that if you click on File Settings, you can change it into inches, into centimeters, or millimeters. Currently, by default, it's always on pixels here, but you can change your units to kind of anything you want, okay? This is also where you could rename your file. So I'll just rename that test file, okay, and save. And so now when I go back to my profile, okay, just give it a sec there. So when I go back to my profile now, you will see that it will be called test file. Okay, so now just a quick run through some of the tools that you can use, and in the next video I'll actually use some of these tools. But there's the rectangle tool. You can do a rounded rectangle, a circle. A really cool tool to use that I'll show you. It could be a little bit tricky, but if you can get the hang of it, it's pretty cool. It's called the pen tool. I don't foresee us using the pencil. We'll definitely, probably some of us will make use of the text tool. And here you can upload an image, but again, we're not going to be uploading any images. You are drawing your own logo from scratch. Okay, so totally from scratch. In the three dots here, you can see some more images that you could insert, but I don't foresee us needing to use any of these if we're drawing our own logo from scratch. Okay, so that concludes just kind of the getting started video, just to kind of get yourself used to what is on your screen. Okay, actually a couple more things. Why don't I just show you this? This snapping and grid button here. Okay, so you'll see that as you draw things, as you draw different shapes, and if you try to move them around, okay, do you notice that blue line that pops up? It's just snapping, and it's showing you where you can line different things up. So I can line things up with the edge on the other pink rectangle, or I can line things up on the green rectangle as well. So that's that. And if you want, you can even switch to a grid view, where it may give you some more detail on kind of how you want to place things if you have a grid. Okay, so you can do a grid view as well. In the end, once you're done everything, and once in one of the final videos I make, I will show you how to export your file. Okay, so to submit your logo, you will be exporting. So that's this button here. Okay, and then from here you can also create a new file. And actually the help menu is pretty helpful. There's a help menu here. There's actual lessons, tutorials, a user guide, keyboard shortcuts. It's actually pretty useful. Okay, so if you're stuck and you don't know how to do something, or even if you just want to get some ideas, take a look at some of the lessons and the tutorials and the user guide, and maybe something will pop in your mind of something that you can use for your logo. Okay, so it's actually pretty useful there. All right, so that concludes the getting started portion of this. In the next video, I will draw some shapes, and you'll see how you can really edit the shapes any way that you want once you've drawn them. Okay, so that'll be in the next video.